Alright, so this is definitely one of the favorite parts of my house. When I moved in here, there was nothing. Well, there was something, and I tore that something out. But besides that, all there was those two arbors back there, and that, I'm not sure if that's an evergreen, but the tall tree in the back, which I think is an evergreen, but I'm not really sure. Everything else was a blank canvas. Excuse me. After I went ahead and tore the just ugly bushes, not those, I like those, but the ugly bushes that the previous owner had in. First thing I went ahead and did was I planted that Newport and this Newport plum, which they've gotten so big I gotta step back just to go ahead and take a picture of them. But all the trees I planted were smaller than me. I mean, they were really, really tiny, about 4 feet, 5 feet, with only a couple branches on them. Then I planted that crabapple in back to the right, one of the smaller trees to the right, as well as these dogwoods over here. I'm trying to go in sequence. And then after I did that, I kind of started to do this. Not the pond, but just form out this area and start making some beds. I did that one. And then I did that one. I rented a lawn cutter to go ahead and pull up the grass. That was a huge job, and it took me almost years to actually end up getting rid of all the grass. And later on I planted a lot of these specialty trees. Let me see if I can get down there. I like this a lot. That's an Arctic, that's not an Arctic, it's a blue globe. And then I got the spiral guy, which I need to go ahead and trim up. And then I got him, which I just did trim. But I wanted to, I got all into this horticulture thing, and I wanted to try to get all these exotic trees, and at least ones that would survive out here. And then I wanted to go ahead and get something for privacy, like they have over there. And it took me the longest time to figure out what it was. And I eventually found them in tree form, and right now I can't think of their name. But they ended up real well. They gave a nice privacy screen for the patio. Because a few years back, or 5 or 6 years back, this was all open. I mean, I could see everything and anything. Now I'm up in my blimp right now, so of course I can still see everything and anything. But when you're on the ground, you really have a lot of privacy now. So then I went ahead and I started the pond in 2010. And everything else just kind of took off growing-wise. These plum trees grow a lot and fast. I like those trees a lot. And then the last thing I added, at least kind of big picture-wise, was these right here. Don't remember those. I think they're hibiscus or something like that. They flower, but they haven't really gotten a whole lot of water, so they didn't grow very fast. They have grown quite a bit, but they always look kind of droopy. I don't water them enough. We haven't gotten a whole lot of rain. So, all in all, I mean, my backyard is, I spend a lot of time out here. I go ahead and I don't know if you can see my camera, but this is definitely one of my favorite parts of the house. A lot of time spent out here. But I don't have to go through the pond because I already have tons of videos explaining all that. And then this is one of my favorite trees though too, that's a blue Arctic willow. And I actually had 2 of those, and I planted one there and one on the other side. The one on the left side got ruined when they were doing my siding, and I transplanted that one, and it did very well. And speaking of transplanting, the last thing I actually did do was there was this apple tree on the side of my house. It's been there since before I moved in, and it was leaning real bad. It was coming out. So it was 9 years old. I wanted to just take a shot at replanting it. So I actually did, and I put it in the back, and it's right there on the left next to the crabapple, to the right of the arbs. And I put that in almost early last year, so it's been in there for about a year and a half, and it's done well. it's done really well. I can probably take that little string off of it, but yeah, it's done well. So I've had a lot of luck back here. It must be good soil or something. But with everything I planted, it all came good. I wish I could mow the lawn, but it's still pretty short. So yeah, that's my yard. That's the backyard of 2406 Halstead Lane. I feed my birds all the time right there, and I gotta feed them today. And this video is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna end it. But I love my backyard. It's pretty sweet. So, all right, there's the backyard vid. I think it was good. I can make this official. Stamp it.